was first asked to do a Reflektor at Elbphilharmonie, I was obviously first my response was that I was really excited. I knew that Niels Fram, who's a friend of mine and someone whose music I really love, had done a Reflektor a year ago, and I was meant to take part in that, and I couldn't last minute. So, I was really excited to be offered one of my own. And my first thought artistically was that I wanted to present a broader palette to slightly challenge what people might think of when they think of Indian music or India. So I didn't want it to just be, artists from India playing classical music like some people might expect in a festival by me. And I wanted to look at the diaspora a little bit more of Indians who live around the world and the way the music is evolving in different places. Obviously, since I live in London, it was very heavily influenced by the scene here and the diaspora here. So I just wanted to kind of present a broad picture of what Indian music could mean. The lineup has been continually changing due to current circumstances, and people can't travel from certain countries anymore. And so I'm really pleased that a lot of the artists I originally wanted are still able to come. So I'm really excited they can be there. There's classical Indian vocals. There's of the North Indian tradition. There's South Indian instrumental music. I will be presenting a classical sitar concert as well. So between those things, you'll get a bit of a taste of the variances of Indian classical music as well. My father's work and his legacy is so much a core part of what I do that it's hard for me to step out of myself and analyze how much he is a part of me. But, I started learning from him from when I was a child, and I learned from him for decades. I performed with him for decades. So as anyone can imagine, it's just in me. So even when I do music that's very much my own, I'm still sure that his influence is in the way that I think artistically. It's shaped who I am artistically. So sometimes it's more overt. When I do something very classical, you might see his style more, obviously. But I think even when I'm doing stuff that's electronic or ambient or I don't know, it's still in there somewhere. London's always been deeply inspiring to me. There was a period of time that I didn't live in London, but I used to come here a lot for tours, and I would always build extra time in London before or after the tour and just book up seeing shows, going to theatre, going to dance, because everything's here, from everywhere in the world. It's all here, and it just opened my mind every time I would come here. And then since I've moved here, obviously I've rooted into that scene a little bit more, and I'm friends with so many artists and get to see so many things, hear so many things. So I always find London deeply inspiring. And, some of the artists that are at the festival this year, Sarathy Korwar is someone that's really at the forefront of this new, exciting jazz scene that's been coming out of London in the last few years.
I got to know Anoushka personally about 3 or 4 years ago now. I think she came to one of the nights that I used to run at the Jazz Cafe, and we got talking. Obviously, I knew who she was, and I'd seen her play a few times before then. But she's an incredible person, and the more I get to know her, the more I admire her for her general outlook on life and her approach to music, and she's a very warm person. I think what's going to come across hopefully from our concert is just purely the joy of playing in a room together again. I want people to understand that the people on stage are coming from different backgrounds of music but still able to connect with each other, and hopefully those connections will be very evident. Hopefully the joy, again, like I said, of creating this music will be evident. And I hope we have a good time. That's really all I hope.
Well, it's hard to speak about this Reflektor without it being in context of 2020 and the pandemic. Along the way, as we've been planning this festival, it's had to change. The guidelines keep changing, the parameters keep changing, and every now and then we say, should we postpone a year? Should we go ahead? And we do consider, and each step of the way, I think let's go ahead. If we can safely go ahead, let's go ahead, because I know how much I miss being in audiences and seeing art and hearing music and seeing dance. And so I just really hope that for the people who can be there and who can come, that we give them a bit of light and a bit of art and a bit of something. I hope they come away having felt that feeling that I know I get from art.